Okay, in this video I will talk about how to boost your health and longevity on a budget. So no need to buy expensive supplements, trust me or not, but nature don't use any genetic manipulation, or it's what is now much in fashion, and people somehow believe that only expensive supplements may help, and okay, we will talk about this later, because it is not following nature. Following nature would be true way to rejuvenate your body, increase longevity. So this is a long presentation, and I recommend you to download it as a PDF file from the link in the description. You can get access to the source of information and also make your own research, which I highly recommend. So let's go. The American company Rejuvant advertises and sells calcium salt of alpha-ketoglutaric acid as a potential anti-aging supplement. Again, it is potential, not proven that it is really increase longevity. It is increasing, but in comparison to other supplements, not much. So as a suggested daily dose of 2 grams of the calcium Ca-AKG supplement cost $5 $2,500 $2,500 per kilo. I tried to buy a long time ago. I tried to buy in China this alpha-ketoglutaric acid and salts of it, but even in China it is expensive because it is not produced in large amounts. It's costly. So I gave up, especially because there are other ways to improve your health. In the advertisement, companies refers to studies conducted on mice at the Private Institute for Research on Aging. It is the so-called BIC Institute. So you can read these publications. But this institute, again, it exists on donations and the support from the companies, so it is kind of affiliated to companies. I would not rely on it because it is not confirmed by independent research. But okay, this is what we have. So the key findings was a 12% increase in lifespan for male mice and 19% increase in median lifespan for female mice, and there was no significant maximum lifespan extension in males, but in females some mice lived up to 20% longer, but actually only few. Additionally, AKG supplement reduced chronic inflammation and improved cognitive abilities of mice. So you see how it looks like, how they sell this supplement, Rejuvant. And the recommended dose is 2 tablets a day. So this is the results of this test on mice. And you see female median age little bit longer. For male, nothing. I would say nothing, 0. And maximum only for very few mice live longer than maximum lifespan in control group. So I'm not impressed with these results at all. Compared to, for example, berberine. Berberine is very popular supplement and is relatively cheap, easily available. And so again, this was done on mice, and you see 80% life extension on mice if they used or getting berberine from the day of birth, or 16.5% if they started to use this supplement only in very old age for mice. Again, this quite good results, I would say. Berberine is helpful. But again, it's helpful if you rely on carbohydrates as a source of information. Also, they use these photos of mice with fur. Fur is much better in mice getting this supplement, calcium Ca-AKG, and the control group is older. But again, you can compare experiment with berberine. Berberine, perfect. And control group even more than with AKG, and even more better results, actually kind of revolution, absolute fantastic miracle. It is treating skin of mice with glutamic acid. Also, this is other name, glutamate. improved blood circulation in skin, and improved fur growth. So you see it is when concentration of the applied glutamate solution was 10%, it's a lot of more blood vessels were growing, and also fur was growing so much better. Only 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. It's amazing. It is, for me, it is kind of fantastic achievement. So it was reported that daily intake of 1 gram calcium Ca-AKG tablet after an average 7 months of use reduced epigenetic age by 8 years as measured by DNA methylation. It is 7 years in women and about 8.5 years in men. Again, these people were affiliated with BIC Institute, so I would not trust these measurements, but whatever, we have what we have. Tom Weldon, the founder and CEO of the Rejuvant company, claimed that his epigenetic age has dropped from 67 to 47 after just 2.5 years of taking the Rejuvant supplement. In my opinion, he looks not younger, but about 10 years older, or just older than his chronological age. As I discussed in my videos and presentation, you can go, and not epigenetic clocks like it is assumed by the majority of researchers, but lung function may serve as a reliable marker of biological aging and predictor of death. However, spirometry is not routinely measured. In my youth, this spirometry was in every clinic, and I was measuring my lung capacity, and maximum lung capacity was 6.5 liters. I was doing quite well, and but now it is 5.3 liters, so not as good as in young age, but it is quite much better than in average. So you see these measurements of the age, and it is like sometimes 15 years rejuvenation. Okay, I would not trust it at all, sorry. And also imagine how much money was spent on these measurements. Every measurement of epigenetic age is about $500 American minimum, and the number of participants was maximum 17, and it was done so many measurements. So you see how much money was spent and how they got this got this money. Again, people affiliated with BIC Institute and actually was getting money from companies like Rejuvant. So I don't know how can we trust it or not. So, and Tom Weldon, the founder and CEO of Rejuvant, and he claims that now at his chronological age of 67, this man has a biological age dropped to 47 after just 2.5 years of taking Rejuvant. Looking at him at age of 67, I'm 68 this month. I would terrified if you ever look like this. He looks much older, not only as me, but as compared to average person, even in America. Maybe he was very obese in the age of 47, and maybe he has some chronic inflammation and chronic diseases. I don't know, but I would never trust any medical advice from such people. Absolutely not. He is very good in business, as you see. He has this private yacht. Okay, if you buy this Rejuvant supplement, and you will contribute to his wealth, do it if you want. But I would not do it, because there are a lot of things we can do cheap and more reliable, more easy. Another reliable biomarker of aging is measurements of the blood pressure and resting heart rate using a blood pressure monitor. It's again, it is below $10 American, the price of the monitor, and I use it already for years. And I discussed this in video, in presentation. You can go for details and read it. And a study, this study involved 2,036 participants, and it was long study, very careful, very important study, I would say. Somehow it is not much popular, not much referred in scientific research, because it is so cheap. Instead, you can buy these measurements by epigenetic age, pay 500 American dollars or more, and then they make 2-3 measurements with in total more than 1,000 American dollars, and then it shows you nothing. Nothing, okay, I believe, but okay. But sometimes it is used for as advertisement for very expensive procedures like stem cell injection or some kind of treatment, which are also very expensive. Okay, so again, this was very, very careful study, and I trusted, I love it a lot. So what they discovered, that in age of from 30 to 48, they measured systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure, and what they claim, that diastolic blood pressure increases or in all range of the age, from starting from 30 to 40 to 84 years, but in diastolic blood pressure only increased in age of 30 to 50, but after 50 to 60, and the diastolic blood pressure declines, and this decline is explained by stiffness of the large arteria. It's, as we know, as discussed in this video presentation. You can read it or read the original presentation. Highly recommend it. I love it. I love this publication, and I rely on it. So, and then again, the difference between systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure is called pulse pressure, and it is rises steeply, especially in old age. And also mean average arterial pressure reaches an asymptote. So it's, again, it shows that pulse pressure can be used for estimation of the age, or what is more reliable, it is not only estimating of the age, but it is good way to estimate, are you aging or accelerated, you have accelerated aging, or maybe you have your rejuvenation, etc. So it is very, very, the delay between some introduction of some new supplements or maybe change in lifestyle, in 1 week, already you see changes. To positive, to better, or to worse, you have to decide, and then you can decide what to do with your lifestyle and supplements. Okay, so these measurements were done a year ago, 2024, and you see this blood pressure was 102 to 69, so pulse pressure was 33 only. This is good result. In my younger age, my pulse pressure was better, even better, less than 30. I am not sure for how, because I remember measurements like 100 to 80, but probably it was some mistake, maybe, but certainly below 30 pulse pressure was in my mind, and I was doing quite well. Heartbeat rate was 40 or about 40, and now it is 50 and a little bit less. A year ago was a little bit less than 50. Problem, as I was already mentioned, end of this year there was accident and I got vaccine injection. So, and then suddenly in a week after the injection, my pulse pressure jumped to range 50-55, and it was quite. I was feeling it. I was feeling the heart was working not so well, and I mean there was some pain in muscles everywhere because the injections was this virus created inflammation in all blood system, in all cardiovascular system. But now I'm recovering. It is my pulse pressure is about 38, so it is better, but not 33 as it used to be. So I have to work hard on rejuvenation further. And as I discussed in my videos, and you can read in the publication and video, watch videos, AKG supplementation can be beneficial, for gut health, and it can explain medium lifespan extension in mice because it's very moderate expansion. Yeah, but if your gut health, gut works good, yeah, it's your lifespan would extend. Sure, because again, I will not go into details, but it explains everything. This I trust. Okay, this experiments on mice I trust. It's okay. So the oral supplements AKG is rapidly absorbed into the epithelium layer of the small intestine, Then about 40% of ions AKG get oxidized and used as source of energy by cells of the epithelium layer that lines the gut inside. So it is food source of food for epithelium layers, improves health, extends this villi area, so it's all for better. And the rest of AKG is used in cells to synthesize amino acids glutamate with reaction with ammonia that enters the blood flow. Pure AKG doesn't enter bloodstream. Again, if you consume even a large amount of AKG, AKG not going to your bloodstream. If equilibrium concentration of AKG in blood is very low, approximately 10 micromole, and after intravenous injection, a concentration of AKG drops to half in just 5 minutes. So no way that you will get AKG for epigenetic rejuvenation. It cannot be explained. It just cannot be. Yeah. So people who claim that AKG somehow rejuvenate body in laboratory cell cultures, yes, it works. But not in blood. In blood, it quickly reacts with ammonia and with other proteins, also just cannot do it. So this is structural glutaric acid, and this glutamic acid has this ammonia, you see, and glutamate has 2 groups of ammonia here and here. And again, glutamine is very important, but glutamate even more important, because glutamine with the release of ammonia can be converted to glutamate, and glutamate is necessary for synthesis of natural antioxidant glutathione and for amino acid synthesis, so it is very, very important. This is why concentration of glutamine and glutamate are very high, but also glutamate can be converted to alpha-ketoglutaric here and participate in the production of energy in the Krebs cycle in mitochondria. Yeah, so it's again very, very much more. So if you have with consumption of this glutamate, for example, supplement, it will work better and increase in the concentration of ketoglutarate inside mitochondria can be explained by glutamate. Glutamate is from blood, some glutamine from blood go to your blood cells to your cells, and then get converted to glutamate. Glutamate get converted to alpha-ketoglutaric eventually. So ammonia is a toxic waste product formed during the breakdown of proteins, and not only in guts but also in peripheral tissues like muscles, because the protein is not lasting forever. It is that's getting breakdown if it is damaged or whatever or used as source of energy. So AKG reacts with excess ammonia to produce glutamate, and glutamate can react with ammonia to produce glutamine. So, and this is why glutamine and glutamate are most abundant amino acids in the human body. Glutamine is a non-toxic carrier of ammonia from peripheral tissues like muscles to the liver and kidney, where it is transformed back to glutamate and ammonia to be expelled. Glutamine is a primary fuel source for immune cells like white blood cells, again, but also can be used by cancer cells. But because your immune system works more efficient, then these cancer cells don't grow, so the growth is suppressed, so it is not toxic. So you can consume supplements, glutamate or glutamine, depends on what kind of diet you follow. Glutamate is beneficial for ketogenic diet, and glutamine is beneficial for carbohydrate-based diet. So, and again, these amino acids are essential for numerous physiological processes, such as maintaining gut lining integrity, strengthening the immune system, protein synthesis, and eliminated excess ammonia in the peripheral tissues. Again, you see, glutamate has even higher value because it is glutamate and GABA. They are neurotransmitters, very important for working our brain. So this and how they get converted, you see, with release or attachment of the ammonia. Glutamate plays a central role as a substrate for several amino transferases. These amino acids, enzymes that produce other amino acids like aspartate, alanine, proline, arginine, serine. Maybe I pronounced not well. Arginine or proline, proline, serine, cysteine, and glycine. Glutamate is a neurotransmitter and GABA precursor. So again, it's very important for brain functionality. And glutamine concentration in the brain intestinal fluid is only a fraction of that of plasma, and is maintained fairly independently of small fluctuations in plasma concentration. But I would say it is about small fluctuation. If this fluctuation is very big, if you consume a lot of glutamate, like monosodium glutamate at once, a lot, what will happen that much of this glutamate will go to brain and will disturb working of glutamate. So be careful about to distribute this glutamate during the day. Not consume too much at once. It also relates to other amino acids like glycine. So the brain level of glutamate levels tend to decline with age, probably because we cannot digest proteins in old age. So this is the intake of the glutamate is dropping, obviously. When extracellular glutamine crosses the cell membrane, it can be converted into alpha-ketoglutaric already in cytosol, not only in mitochondria, to participate in the production of energy, but also in cytosol. So you can watch my video and read presentation on it. So intercellular glutamine plays an important role in cellular homeostasis, not only as a precursor for synthesis of protein, but also as nutritional roles in cell growth, metabolism, insulin secretion, and so on. Because it delivers ammonia. Ammonia is necessary for protein production and hormone production, and so on. So it's very important. So you see how it works. It can go to cytosol, or it can go to the mitochondrion and work to increase production of energy in Krebs cycles, or it can also be used in cytosol for different processes. As people age, the production of protease enzymes like pepsin decreases, and the acidity of gastric juice decreases. So it is very simple fact, everybody knows, but again, I didn't go much into this subject and before, and it was, for me, it was like, I didn't know. Even breastfed babies cannot digest all proteins in breast milk, even babies. So not digested proteins go to the together with lactose also, because mother milk has a lot of lactose. It goes to colon and to small intestine and used by bacteria. So it's and also bacteria accumulate and they get in the outside as feces. So again, even babies cannot digest all protein, but in old age it is catastrophic change, catastrophic. So okay, let's go. We will talk about this later. Excessive carbohydrates combined with proteins also compromise protein digestion. So in old age, it cannot be mixed. Don't mix carbohydrates with proteins, or proteins from plants. They are naturally mixed with carbohydrates, so it is not for good health in old age. Indeed, an alkaline environment is needed for carbohydrate digestion, while highly acidic stomach juice is needed for protein digestion. As we age, our gut microbiota changes, yes, because again, protein is not digested. Microbes that use undigested proteins to make some toxins like ammonia, 3-methylamine, and other toxins begin to dominate, especially in old age, all because proteins are not digested. It leads to higher pH values, to alkalinity, suppression of intestinal smooth muscle contraction, this is peristalsis, long gut transit time, and chronic constipation. This is quite normal. This is why medical professionals tell you better stop eating proteins, but then you have another problem. You have sarcopenia and higher risk of bone fracture. So it's again, it is like a trap. So I got a solution. And used it. I am amazed by this good result. But okay, you see how the this hydrochloric acid production in the stomach is drops over time, and in age of like 60, about 60, it's only about one quarter of what was produced in younger age, in average again. But even if you take supplements to increase production of the hydrochloric acid, it will help not much. And because of this less acid produced, the pH increases with it. Increases means it gets more alkaline. It gets neutral instead of acidic and to alkaline. In young age, like 20, even some people in young age have this acidity normal, like 5.5. It is neutral. But in age of 90, we don't see any people who have pH less than 4. So it is again 4. It is already a lot. This is not high acidity, and you see how the pepsin work, activity of pepsin enzyme work. It depends on pH. It works very efficient at pH below 2. You see, below 2 it's water, but then when it is dropped to only 2, which is in most of the people, then it is only 50%, below 40% activity. So already at that time, after 30 years old, even 20 years old, some people cannot digest proteins, and it is dropping to zero, or when the pH is getting to 5, and 5 is here. It's again, a lot of people have such acidity, so they cannot digest proteins at all, zero. Okay, and if they cannot digest proteins, then sarcopenia develops, higher risk of bone fracture, etc. So it is like a trap. Okay, but let's go into this more. Beneficial microorganisms produce hydrogen and short-chain fatty acids from dietary fiber, and short-chain fatty acids are used as food by epithelium cells and improve peristalsis to speed up the passage of the undigested foods and bacteria mass through the gastrointestinal tract. So again, its toxins are not getting to the bloodstream. And as I discussed in my video and presentation, intake of glutamate, for example, in the form of monosodium glutamate, which is cheap as dirt. Here it is on $2 per kilo. So, and the intake of glutamate is beneficial in protein-rich diet. So again, it is a way to keep your acidity in the stomach, and then high acidity, and the glutamate reacts with ammonia, which is produced by bacteria, and then it is producing glutamine, and also reduce pH value, make a little bit more acidic the lumen of the colon, and improve peristalsis and reduce production of toxins, and also toxins are not getting to the bloodstream, so it is all for better. In healthy acidic environment, ammonia is poorly absorbed into the bloodstream, excreted through feces instead as salts of ammonia. This is again very good. And additionally, glutamine, when glutamine is produced from glutamate, glutamine enters epithelium layer integrity, used as a source of energy, helps to produce more mucus. Mucus is layer protecting integrity of this epithelium layer in the gut, so it is all necessary. And again, if you consume fibers, cellulose fibers from fruit and vegetables, what is happening? These fibers cannot be digested. They are scratching your gut inside and remove the mucus, remove this protecting layer, and eventually it leads to development of leaky gut syndrome. So again, okay, without separating what is dietary fiber, we will talk a little bit later about this. Okay, it is very what professionals tell us. So you need dietary fiber to produce short-chain fatty acids in the stomach, and then this short-chain fatty acids, they protect your epithelial layer and improve health of the gut. Yeah, it's all true, all true. So if you consume a large amount of AKG supplement, then a reaction between AKG and ammonia results in the formation of glutamate with one amine group, followed by the formation of glutamine with two amine groups. So it is, yeah, I would not deny it. It is AKG if you can afford it. Well, it works, but don't think that again in amounts maybe 20 American dollars per day, maybe more. But why to use expensive supplements if you can do it much better and with cheap supplements? Okay, so it was reported that feeding piglets at 2 weeks of age, when their digestive system is already able to handle complex carbohydrates and with AKG supplementation, so it was research, so people didn't care about the cost. So, but again, it was good. It was good because this supplementation improved growth and supported the functional morphology of the intestine while controlling the function of intestinal cells and gut microbiota. So it is all for better. And especially if you are on carbohydrate-based diet. Meanwhile, gut bacteria can produce AKG from glutamine. It is increasing pH, so it is make less acidic. It is make alkaline. So it is, again, you have to be careful and better to avoid this. So if you have too much glutamine, it's recommended to consume a lot of glutamine as supplements. There was such recommendations, up to 30 grams of glutamine a day. Wow. Okay, but again, if you are on carbohydrate diet and you have very low acidity in your stomach and very low acidity in your gut, then okay, it will make not much harm, but why to do it? It is improving, but not very efficient. Okay, it is increasing pH, and but what is doing well? It is enhancing immunity of innate immunity in the gut, in the blood also. But again, the glutamine can be produced. Glutamine can be produced from glutamate, not only from AKG. So it's otherwise AKG can be synthesized from either citric acid and by oxidative decarbonization. So it's we will talk about this. Okay, AKG is beneficial. It explains some moderate extension of the longevity in mice. Yeah, I would say yeah, but it is expensive. So why should we take it? And citric acid, a precursor of isocitrate and AKG. Okay, citric acid, it can be converted to AKG. Yeah, so you can read these publications. And citric acid, like lemon juice, is beneficial for consuming with meat and fish. It is well known for centuries, or for millennia, that lemon juice is very beneficial for health. Citric acid has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and blood-thinning properties. Again, studies demonstrated that citric acid can improve function of the endothelium in the blood system, in the cardiovascular system. And this is a thin membrane lining the heart and blood vessels, and it reduces inflammation, inflammatory markers, relaxing blood vessels, reducing blood clotting, and improving immune system function. It's all for better. So, and I'm talent. People use a lot of lemon juice for health, and it is good. It is good. So citric acid and potassium citrate supplements are used to prevent gout, kidney stones, and metabolic acidosis. Even more health improvement. Citric acid, up to 1.5% in foods, was been proposed to be used as a replacement for instead of antibiotics, and for rabbit and broiler farming and cultivation, egg laying hens and ducks. Yeah, so it's again, it works not only for humans but for animals too. So it's biology. So you see that citrate can be converted to isocitrate, and the isocitrate get converted to alpha-ketoglutariate. And it can happen in cytosol or in mitochondrion or two. So DNA methylation, we come to DNA methylation, is a key epigenetic mechanism that can silence genes, making them less likely to be transcribed. In differentiated cells, specific genes are methylated to maintain their specific function, while in stem cells, lower methylation level allow for wider range of genes to be expressed. So if you have more stem cells in your body, then your epigenetic age would show you that you are younger. But again, how it relates to your cardiovascular system, yeah, it's not, or to lung capacity, it is not clear. Not clear. So I would say it is, there is some relation, but it is not cause and the cause and of the rejuvenation. Low DNA methylation level are essential for maintaining the undifferentiated stem cells. Absolutely true. If stem cells get methylated, DNA in them get methylated, they are not any longer stem cells. So various medical procedures such as stem cell therapy, injections of human growth hormones, somehow human growth hormone ignites proliferation of the stem cells. So it is again, it's very expensive, very popular. Then people are getting this injection of human growth hormone. The actually aging accelerates, but measurements of the epigenetic age shows that they are kind of rejuvenating. It is not so. Okay, guys, it is. You have to understand. People do it for money. Growth hormone injections up to $1,000 American per month or more. And the injections, I did it myself. I was disappointed. I gave up because I saw accelerated aging in my body. So I did it 2 years ago. So because I make experiments on my body. So I'm a scientist. What else to do? I don't have money to test it on some volunteers. I rely on scientific publications and my own body. Okay, but this human growth hormone will not change the stiffness in blood vessels, lung, and tissues, particular arterial stiffness that is natural consequences of aging and chronic inflammation, or so-called inflammation. Okay, this is important for stem cells. I would not deny it, but it is, again, it has to be in balance. We need stem cells, yes, true. But stem cells getting methylated mostly because of compromised blood flow and compromised delivery of oxygen. In hypoxia environment, they get methylated. This, you have to understand that methylation is not the core reason. It is not the cause of the aging. It is a consequence. AKG plays a key role in DNA methylation, leading to epigenetic rejuvenation, especially again in a high level of AKG in cell structures, in cell cultures, laboratory cell cultures. You add more AKG, you reduce DNA methylation. It is true. But as I said, concentration of AKG in blood is so low that it's almost nothing. So, and because of very low concentration of AKG in the blood, the observed reduction in epigenetic age with AKG supplementation, it is maybe explained only by better gut health and the higher glutamine blood levels. So if you have glutamine levels better by consumption of glutamate, for example, or glutamine also will work, but again, it's glutamine already used in the blood to transfer ammonia from tissues to your liver to detoxify your system. So why to use glutamine supplements, especially in large amounts like 30 grams a day. I don't see any good reason. Better use glutamate. Glutamine can increase levels of alpha-ketoglutaric acid in cells through the process called glutaminolysis, where glutamine is metabolized to form AKG, a key intermediate in the Krebs cycle. Meanwhile, glutamine supplementation from 2 to 30 grams daily, it's a lot again, support immune function, improves gut integrity, reduce inflammation, contributes to epigenetic regeneration, and it has anti-cancer potential. I would not deny it, yeah, but again, why it is crazy, to my opinion, crazy to use glutamine supplementation instead of glutamate. Glutamate improve your gut health and will be converted to glutamine, and then glutamine will do the job. So again, you see that how it is citrate gets, if citrate gets to your cytosol, it can be converted to isocitrate already in cytosol, and then to alpha-ketoglutaric acid, and then it is used, or it is go to mitochondrion and works in there, and to improve production of energy in there. So this citric acid can be used instead of this, even citric acid, not to mention glutamate. Okay, gut health is crucial for aging, and better gut health and higher glutamine blood levels may work synergistically to reduce epigenetic age. Again, higher blood levels of glutamine can be from AKG supplementation, but glutamate is cheaper and works even better. So again, compare $2,500 American per kilo or $2 American per kilo. Big difference, more than 1,000 times price difference. What you take? I try to propose some diet or supplements which are affordable for people. So even people with low income can afford to live 1,000 years. Okay, inflammation in the gut can negatively affect intestinal stem cells activity. It's true. So if you consume this AKG or glutamate supplementation, it is improving health of gut, and it is also produce more stem cells, because epithelium layer has a lot of stem cells, because it grows very quick, and these stem cells is getting active because of glutamine, because of conversion of glutamate to glutamine, and then it is good. But also, even if a high concentration of glutamate in bone marrow also will help activity production of blood cells in bone marrow. So now we will talk about nutritional epigenetics. So how the epigenetic age can be controlled by food constituents or supplements. How it is? Yeah, there is such area of biology, how it works. Not so much activity. It was proposed recently to investigate how epigenetic age depends on food and some supplements. But what is again interesting, consuming dietary fibers from fruity vegetables can reduce pro-inflammatory markers in healthy young adults. Yeah, there are a lot of reasons. Dietary fibers, if you eat fruits and vegetables, they have mostly they have cellulose, but they have also pectin and other substances can work as prebiotics, because again they are used as food for beneficial bacteria. So as I discussed in my videos, you can see videos and read presentation, even better results we can expect from consuming of resistant starch and chitin to reduce amounts of undigested protein in the colon. I also propose to replace a part of animal protein with amino acids. Again, as I said, in old age, no way to consume protein from plants because it is mixed with carbohydrates and cannot be digested in old age. Absolutely not. Animal protein is a little bit better, but even protein from milk cannot be digested properly, so most of this protein go to the intestine, to the colon, and is rotten there and producing ammonia, and you get constipation, etc. So what to do? What to do? Resistant starch helps. So it's again, it is kind of discovery which I made recently. And so including dietary fibers from fruit and vegetables is recommended by official dietitians. Yeah, that's true. But again, compared to cellulose fibers in fruits and vegetables, chitin and resistant starch can be better fermented by beneficial bacteria in our gut. First, again, these cellulose fibers, they can scratch mucus, they can remove the protecting layer in the gut, so I would not recommend it to do it. Again, people are getting constipation instead. Instead, they getting this leaky gut syndrome if they consume too much dietary fibers from fruit and vegetables. Not to mention the development of our autoimmune diseases because of the leaky gut problem, and so I was getting this problem. When I came to Thailand, all fruits and vegetables are here for peanuts, and I was eating. I was thinking, vitamins. People, the dietitians recommend to eat more these fruits. I was eating what, and what I got this autoimmune disease. So I gave up on fruits. I don't eat fruits. I don't eat vegetables. Even if they are cheap, I eat during the season. I can eat some fruits, like mango, but not much. I try to. It is, again, even fruits. Again, they are not healthy. I know I was doing farming, and I know how much some chemicals is sprayed on fruits, and it is all artificial. I eat mango from my own garden. I don't use any supplements. I don't spray any pesticides, and I don't apply any fertilizers. It grows itself, and I don't need much. I have some 3 trees, mango trees, and I have other trees. So, and again, it is for me even more than I can eat, and I eat only during season. It is not for long. Okay, in nature, insect-eating microbes, insects have a lot of chitin, as you know, and chitin is work as prebiotic, and they live longer than macrobes, which consume fruit fibers. It's already indication that consuming chitin is better than fruit fibers. Better. You live longer. If your goal is to live longer and be more healthy for whole nature. Snake mole rats consume resistant starch type 2 from these tubers, and virtually don't age compared to similar sized rats and mice that consume seeds and plants with cellulose fibers, and they rely also on other sugars. Okay, guys, mice lives short as 1 year, half of year, and snake mole rats 40 years in nature, and they die. They live only 40 years. They don't age at all. They die in 2 reasons: infection or predation, or some snakes are getting to their colony and eat these rats, or they just getting bored with so long life. 40 years for snake mole rats, it is like 2,000 or 4,000 years for humans. It is boring, maybe. They don't have any entertainment. They're always underground, and so it is quite boring life, I would say. But nevertheless, I recommend consuming resistant starches and chitin as prebiotics. Resistant starch actually is better, because I tried chitin as from dry crickets. I cannot separate chitin from what is from the proteins inside. So, and proteins is not digested well, even with insects, and even with microbes. Microbes eat flying insects, and you know what? not all protein digested, even in these microbes. They eat, why we know this? Because again, they sleep in some caves, and caves have a high concentration of ammonia in atmosphere. And where ammonia comes from, it is rotten of protein which is not digested, which is not used by these microbes. They defecate, and this feces contain protein, undigested protein, protein roots. So I tried eating this dry crickets. It's delicious food, I would say. I love it. But then it is producing smell in some. It is bloating my stomach a little bit, and I don't like smell. With resistant starch, no problem at all. They produce only hydrogen and short chain fatty acids, maybe some CO2, carbon dioxide, and there is no smell at all. No smell. Okay, so. But what is also very, very important, it is not only about gut health. It is what I didn't pay attention, but again, I now do it. And this is the core of my proposals. It's very important. 80% of your longevity depends on your diet. So I discovered somehow, on my body, I was testing on my body and discovered that what is happening. Starch, resistant starch at least, in large amounts, more than 100 grams daily, will slow down the migration of hydrophilic amino acids and supplements. If I take supplements like vitamin C or magnesium sulfate, it is Epsom salt, or I take a huge amount of amino acids like glycine, and if I take too much glycine, more than 50 grams at once, I have a problem, I have adverse effect. But if I take with resistant starch, no problem at all, because it just slow down the migration of this, they absorbed on the resistant starch, they go to the bloodstream slowly. So you can extend the release of vitamin C and the amino acids to hours. So then it will be better, because again, especially for vitamin C, it is important. So therefore, sharp peaks of the substances in the blood are smoothed, and adverse effects can be avoided. It is a revolution. It is so simple. But even it even took me for a while to get to this. It's again, guys, it's so simple. Nature is doing it. Okay, just follow nature. But again, I compare microbes and snake moverets. Snake moverets rely on resistant starch. Microbes rely on chitin. Not all protein is digested by microbes, and it can be a problem. Get smell, ammonia released from not digested protein. But snake moverets are doing well. They are not aging at all. So okay, daily fibers can be classified different, and then what we have resistant starch. And resistant starch have 5 types, and this resistant starch type 2 is, in my opinion, the best. Type 2, it is white dry powder of starch from potatoes and cassava. In Thailand, the cassava is more normal. It's cheap, below $1 American per kilo in retail. Or if you buy much of this, maybe 25 kilo, it is even cheaper. Okay, but $1 American, it is for 5 days. It is nothing. So I believe that humans age mostly due to stiffening of blood vessels, compromised oxygen delivery to tissues, toxin accumulation, and chronic inflammation in old age. It is all linked. It is all that if you have chronic inflammation, it is accelerates stiffening of blood vessels, compromised oxygen delivery, force cells to use anaerobic way of production energy and production of pro-inflammatory toxins and pro-inflammatory signal molecules, so it's all related. But again, it is important to find it is stiffening of blood vessels. Again, it is related to toxins. If toxins get into your bloodstream and accumulate in your deposit tissue, then you get all these problems. This is why people get obese in old age, because they need to store these toxins from food, from not digested proteins. They get into the blood. They have to be stored somehow safely, and the only way to save or to store them safely it is to store them in fat or deposit tissue. This is why people have this visceral fat. They are overweight mostly. So guys, if you change it, if you use this amino acids instead of proteins, you will get enough amino acids for your body to function. Even then, I use ketogenic diet, so I get most of energy from fat. It can be butter, it can be tallow, but nevertheless, it's again it is ketogenic. I try to avoid the carbohydrates. The only carbohydrates I consume it is lactose. And if I eat fruits, I don't eat sweet fruits. I eat fruits when they are not sweet. They are not yet green, little bit. They have these acids like malic acid, and it is okay to me. Malic acid is beneficial for health. So again, chronic inflammation is linked to increasing number of dysfunctional senescent cells. I was talking many times about this. You can check my videos, and these cells produce pro-inflammatory signal molecules called the senescent-associated secretory phenotype. Senescent cells have distinct epigenetic signatures such as DNA hypermethylation and histone modification with these methyl groups. Okay, if you have much senescent cells, then you have your age is high. But again, it is not methylation of DNA is driving agent, but it is just show you that something goes not very well, and your level of methylation of DNA is increasing. So if you try to reduce DNA methylation with supplements, it's not directly. It is not making you younger. It is making your idea. This only. That's. So it is not working as anti-aging supplements if you reduce the DNA methylation. But it also you have to pay a lot for to measure methylation rate in your body. Instead, you use cheap and affordable means to like blood pressure and lung capacity and lung function. So it's so cheap. Again, what I'm doing it is for people with low income. Unfortunately, I'm in a situation that my income is not very high. I'm doing well, but again, if you want to support my project, and if you support my project, maybe also by working as a volunteer and checking some supplements and something, so why not? Again, it will benefit all humans. All humans can live 1,000 years or a few hundred years. No problem. And it is so big problem that we have depopulation, and all people suffer from chronic diseases. And you can extend the longevity to 1,000 years. You can keep your body healthy for very long. You can work. Even if we will have this universal basic income over time, people say that in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, people will get universal basic income. It may help, because again, much work will be done by robots. But then even better. So if you in old age you have universal income, but you continue to work, you have to you have productive life, and so you create something new, and then why not? Why not to live 1,000 years? And we are getting to golden age of the humanity. but we need this, we badly need this life extension. This is what I say, it is, I work for all humanity, all people, not only billionaires, not only multimillionaires can afford extension of lifespan, little bit, again, they try to extend like 10, 20 years, but I'm talking about 1,000 years. I have to prove it, you have to wait, because again, even this protocol I accepted recently, and so I see improvement, I see that my endurance is improving, I see that my sleep is better, and I see this blood pressure recovers, but I need time to demonstrate on my body that it works. Okay, but as we are already old, many people old, they have already a lot of senescent cells, they have to do something. And senolytics is a class of drugs which target and eliminate senescent cells. And it is also reducing this pro-inflammatory signal molecules. So it is good, I use it, and yeah, but it is not extended your longevity, but you will feel better. Okay, this is how these senescent cells work. They accumulate in old age. For example, prostate inflammation is due to accumulation of senescent cells in the prostate gland. Okay, vitamin C. Vitamin C, absolutely, we cannot produce it. We have to get it from sources. Medical professionals recommend to get vitamin C from fruits. I don't think it's a good idea. Vitamin C enhances the generation of pluripotent stem cells, well-known fact. So, but you need high concentration of vitamin C. As I discussed in my videos, you can see in the presentation, combining some senolytics with megadoses of vitamin C may work synergistically. Professor Linus Pauling advocated for megadoses of vitamin C in lysine to support collagen synthesis and immune function and reduce viral infection. He personally was taking up to 18 grams of ascorbic acid and 6 grams of lysine daily. Problem with megadoses of ascorbic acid is if you above 2-3 grams per dose, then they can ignite osmotic diarrhea, while the half-life of vitamin C in the blood only 2-3 hours. Therefore, intravenous infusions of ascorbate and oral intake of ascorbate every hour were used for supportive care of cancer patients and to reduce inflammation and improve symptoms related to antioxidant deficiency. Yes, that's true, you see, but how easy it can be resolved. You consume vitamin C with a lot of resistant starch. Resistant starch will keep will absorb vitamin C and will release it slowly for hours. So instead of it will be sudden peak of vitamin C, and then it will be removed from your body. Then you get almost extended supply of vitamin C for hours, maybe 10 hours. I take vitamin C only twice a day. But large doses, more than 6 grams and more maybe 10 grams at once, and I have no side effects, no diarrhea. Okay, no diarrhea. So it is again, it is vitamin C is so important. But Linus Pauling, I love this person. He was working in quantum chemistry. Quantum physics were part of my education. I know that it is very complicated areas of science, so I respect him a lot, and his recommendation was true. But next step, I try to make next step. So instead of intravenous infusions or oral intake every hour of the vitamin C, I do it easy way. I do it with resistant starch, and then it is working so well. So oral intake of large doses of amino acids may cause adverse effects too. For example, too much glycine can disrupt brain function and ignite osmotic diarrhea. It's true. When I take I was doing experiments on my body, and one day I was taking like 50 grams of glycine at once, and I got blurred vision, and so I was scared a little bit, but it was for a while only. And okay, and diarrhea also can be so. But again, this is why it is recommended only 6 grams daily. But again, if you take together with resistant starch, no adverse effect, no adverse effect. 50 grams, no problem, no problem. 50 grams at night, your growth hormone release will increase, your muscles will grow. Super, super, just cannot appreciate it more. This is my finding. It's what? Okay, so FDA recommends such doses for the dietary fiber and resistant starch from 20 to 50 grams. It includes all types of resistant starch, mostly cellulose fibers. I say no cellulose fibers, only resistant starch. Taurine, 3 grams only. I take more than 6 grams a day. Lysine, 3 grams. Again, I take maybe 10 grams a day, maybe more. I don't check for sure, but more than 10 grams. Leucine from 3 to 10 grams. Leucine I don't take as supplement. I take as this whey protein. So it is not completely digested, but I use this whey powder when I make beef liver pate. So I'm cooking for almost 20 hours at temperature between 57 and 63 degrees centigrade. So I believe, but again, what I see, somehow it is so fantastic work. It is like you have the connective tissues in liver too, like this big blood vessels, and they disappear. After so long cooking, it is just they disappear. The collagen get converted to jelly-like substance, and so it is very well known that this kind of cooking improves digestibility of protein. And also, I believe this protein from whey protein can be splitted in part at least, and so I don't see crumbs of the proteins any longer. So it is just distributed evenly in the beef pate pasta. Okay, what else? Methionine, 1 gram. Theanine, 1 gram. Valine, 2 gram. Tryptophan, up to 12 gram. Okay, tryptophan mostly from meat. Histidine, 4 gram. Glutamate, 10 gram. Glutamine, 30 gram. Again, stay away from glutamine. Glutamate, maybe not 10 gram, but maybe 20 gram. Monosodium glutamate. Proline, 5 gram, etc. But again, if you combine it with resistant starch, then no peaks. It will go slowly. Your body always supplied with necessary amount of the amino acids to grow muscles, to feel good, to be active. So I consider as a groundbreaking my findings that higher doses of amino acids and also some supplements can be used daily if they are combined with resistant starch in amounts above 100 grams. I try to use up to 200 grams daily, maybe 150 something what I manage. As we know, even breastfed babies don't digest all protein in raw milk. As we age, more and more indigested protein is available for pathogenic microbes in the colon to produce toxins and ammonia. These toxins migrate to the bloodstream and accumulate in the deposit tissue, because this is very important mechanism of aging, okay, this production of toxins. And with resistant starch, you're doing very well. So first, you increase you increase the amount, your amino acids replace some protein, so nothing to rot in the gut. Also, the gut transit time is shorter, so all the toxins are removed, and then you keep acidic environment in the lumen of the colon. It's like a miracle. It's like a miracle. So daily intake of probiotics such as soy milk and yogurt is not enough to improve gut health radically. So it was not the 19th century. Ilya Mechnikov was a very famous Russian scientist. working in the Pasteur Institute in Paris. So he discovered his great discovery that was such that to drink in sour milk every day to improve health, and yeah, absolutely true. Sour milk is a fantastic probiotic. It's necessary. I do it. I try to do it at least. And so I proposed what I propose. I propose replace a part of protein. Almost everything. So I don't replace all because I eat liver pate, I eat eggs, but I try to make as much as possible amino acids together with resistant starch. And what I would say, most amino acids are produced industrially by bacterial fermentation of carbohydrates, like sugar molasses, like starch, like this other cheap sources of carbohydrates. And they are inexpensive. They are in the range of $2-3 American dollars per kilo. It is so cheap. And it is, again, if you, but they're inexpensive. So it is a way for our civilization to move from consumption, at least to replace much of meat consumption to amino acids. And for vegetarians, it is a way to live, for example. They need amino acids. They don't get enough amino acids from plant-based food, but they can get amino acids directly. And they are produced from carbohydrates, so it is a vegetarian diet. So I don't advocate a vegetarian diet completely because I consume butter and tallow. Animal fat is much better than any fat in plant-based fat. So I avoid to use. But even vegetarians can benefit from my proposal, and even strict carnivore diet can be benefited from. So it will accelerate the moving of this feces through your body and defecation. So it is removing toxins. However, there is a problem. In Western countries, retail prices for amino acids may be 50 times higher than in China and Thailand. So I buy Thailand peanuts. As I said, 2, 3, maybe 4 American dollars per kilo. Nothing. In Western countries, some my people, visitors to my channel, they inform me that 50 times more. The price is 50 times more. Why? Because it is in capsules and in bottles, plastic bottles with label and blah blah blah. Why buy in bottles and capsules if you buy kilos? I take spoon, swallow with water and resistant starch. Work perfect for me. I don't even try to measure sometimes. I measure, but not precisely. So if I feel good, okay, I take more. And I just see how my muscles work. Okay, that's you don't see it, but okay. I assure you that the muscles grow. I started this protocol not long ago. I have to introduce more amino acids. I use it on lysine and glycine and what else? Taurine, only 3. But I will order more different, and I use this whey proteins also. So I will increase, I will add more amino acids again. It is cheap as dirt, at least in Thailand. So what to do for people who want to follow my advice but cannot afford buying these amino acids in bottles and capsules because you need so much. You need more than 100 gram amino acids a day. So then what you can do? Pasteurized eggs, not boiled eggs, but pasteurized at the temperature 55 to 63. This is how I make this beef liver, for example. This is so-called sauce vide cooking, and I do it. I do it overnight. I mean, start at morning, and next morning I I will remove it and mix it with a blender again to pasta and keep it in a cooler. Especially if you use proteolytic enzymes, but somehow there are some enzymes in beef. So to my surprise, all this connective tissue is just boom, disappear. Get into gelatin, convert it to gelatin and distribute it evenly. So big pieces of large blood vessels in the liver just disappear. If you make cooking long enough, so you have to keep this temperature for long enough, but it is easy. It is easy. I don't care. I have thermostat. I adjusted that, okay, in this temperature, like 57 and to 63, or maybe 60 to 63. I make thermostat start. I forget, I just do my business. I do my chores, work, and it's not a problem at all. So the goal, again, what else? Pressure cooker can be used as option to produce bone broth. Yeah, also gelatin is much better consumed. It's already converted in part to glycine and proline and other amino acids, so it can be used. So nature demonstrates that it is possible to live much longer without any genetic interventions, costly procedures, expensive medications. The goal of my project is to develop sustainable diet and propose affordable supplements for people even with low income to live a very productive life up to 1,000 years, or maybe to get immortality. This, I believe we can do it together. So instead of making money, you see, I started this presentation from this company, Rejuvant. They are quite effective in making money. They are just blah, 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 blah. This supplement rejuvenate you in 2 years, to 10 years. It is not rejuvenation. It is like a trick. It is, again, science is dead. I am a professional scientist. I worked in science professionally. I tell you, from end of 80s, science is dead. It is now a part of propaganda. It is part of materialistic propaganda, which is, again, not considering anything strange, or no, I mean strange, like tell me why Harvard University would propose you for free how to extend your lifespan like 10 years or 20 years, then you will get retirement money longer, and this elite, rich elite that support Harvard University, they are not interested that you will live long. So trust me or trust medical professionals. Medical professionals make money from making you sick, I believe. These injections here, I saw it. It is only one injection of vaccine. Stay away from vaccine. It's again that I did it because of the accident, and unfortunately, yeah, I saw the impact. Huge, very steep, very sharp agent. Now I recover slowly. Okay, and then again, what is cheap? Lemon juice, monosodium glutamate can be used for health improvement instead of expensive AKG supplementation. And plus resistant starch, plus other amino acids. Okay, why not? So you can go to these publications, make your own research. Highly recommend to do it. Don't trust me. I'm a professional scientist. I do research for myself. Not many people support my project. Instead, they believe that spending like $2 million American dollars per year will extend life. It actually will kill you. I tell you, it is not healthy at all what people are doing. But okay, it's up to you. I'm going to live much longer, and I see the signs of rejuvenation, even a recovery after this vaccination. So it works for me. Let's see. But again, I am afraid it will take years and years before I will demonstrate on my body that my appearance, not only blood pressure and lung capacity, but appearance will be like when I was 40 years or maybe 45 years, like this. So now a year ago, my pulse pressure was 40 years, I mean, it was corresponding to the biological age of cardiovascular system, about 30 years, 35 years, no, 30, maybe 35, 40 years. And I am 66, at that time I was 67, or 66 even. So now I'm recovering, but good to see that I recover. Okay, so again, I'm professional scientist, I'm not medical professional, so you trust medical professionals, best luck in it, best luck. My opinion may agree sometimes with official recommendation, mostly not. It is up to you what to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you was patient enough and learned and was going through all this long video, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can ask in comments, and also you can connect me with email, and we can talk about participation in the project, or maybe you will financially support my project. Again, it will be all appreciated, because you know how difficult it is to bring this knowledge to public. I need clinical trials to prove it, not only on my body. Clinical trial is extremely expensive. It is millions of American dollars. I don't have this money. Okay, so okay, have a wonderful day, sir. Thank you for your time again. All right.